Red Hood would always be a tragic character because of the status quo that is around him. Red Hood, Under the Red Hood was such a good film and comic book that the status quo will always revert to him being that version of himself. No matter what happens to him, no matter how happy or what rules that he does, it will always go back to the status quo because he was too popular for his own good. Because DC does not believe that Red Hood would be profitable if they make him a different character, if they allow him to heal. And Red Hood is the one character that should be able to heal because he is the antithesis to Batman. Because Batman's whole thing is that he can't heal from the trauma that he was done to as a child. And Red Hood's trauma that was done to him as a child was worse than what was done to him than Bruce Wayne. And I feel like he's the antithesis to Bruce Wayne, and the proof that he should be the proof that you can move on from the pain from your childhood. That Bruce Wayne doesn't have to be the way that he is, that he chooses to be the way that he is. Because Red Hood, if he was able to heal, he would show Bruce that you're able to move on from the trauma that happened to you as a child, but that DC will not allow him to be like that. And it's terrible, because they constantly revert him back to the person that he is, the murderous psychopath. For a lot of stories, especially pre-25, the DCU, New 52 initiative, he was a murderous psychopath and the Joker to Batman, Dick Grayson's Batman. And that was not a good thing for him. I did not like that for his character, because his character should be an anti-hero, a cursed hero that is trauma that makes him be brash, but he should always be a caring and kind person to his core, because he was a hero. He should never be a bad person. He likes to help people, he wants to help people, he does it in his own, sometimes brash and not always the best way, but he should always have the end goal of trying to help people in need, because he can always remember himself as that kid, that Robin, who wanted to help the world and change it for the better. He should never be someone who's a psychopath and wants to kill everyone, especially not his brothers, because Red Hood loves his siblings. As much as he doesn't like to admit it, he loves his siblings. He hates Batman, but he loves Bruce Wayne. And I'll make a video on that later, but there's a clear difference between how he acts now rather than he acts later, and it should never go back to the psychopath. And it's good that he stopped doing guns, but DC keeps making him have guns because they keep hiring writers who just don't care about Red Hood and his character. Anyway, that's what I thought about Red Hood and the whole situation. Like, subscribe, please. Please, I want more money.